Well, hello there and welcome to the famous Mount Wanganui Beach. It's finals time in the men's competition, and it couldn't be any closer. 2 days of competition, 12 top teams in the country, a couple of wild cards as well, and it's come down to this. A huge game between old friends for a gold medal. It's the tour finals here, brought to you by Beach Stars, GJ Gardner Homes, as we meet the referees for this one.
Hey, they're always a crowd favourite. We love those guys. To the teams now, ladies and gentlemen.
The experienced Tim Cleaver, FIVB World Tour referee. But for Mike Watson and Johan Timmer, it's been a great season. They're looking for win number 3 here at the Mount, but they're up against an Australian-New Zealand duo who'll be very hard to beat. Chris Blake from Australia, first time playing in New Zealand with one of their biggest athletes, one of the biggest names in the game in this country is Sam O'Day. Sam O'Day, bronze medalist in the Commonwealth Games and also won New Zealand's first ever World Tour gold medal just a couple of months ago. But today will be a test against the most informed team in the country at the moment. They're top of the leaderboard on this tour. And Johan Timmer, and here Mike Watson, experienced now Mike Watson, playing on his home beach. Somebody who went to school with Sam O'Day on the other side of the net, and his newest partner, Johan Timmer. Timmer, who plays indoor and beach volleyball for New Zealand, all round and very, very capable. This is the 6th event of the season. It's the tour finals, and this is the hottest ticket in town. It's the second day of competition, the final day of this event, but the Olympic qualifier, the charge to Tokyo, starts on Tuesday. Australia in town alongside a list of other nations. And New Zealand have the chance to play for a place at Tokyo, and actually due to an injury to Ben O'Day, Sam's brother and usual partner, Mike Watson, who's serving now, will be playing with Sam O'Day. Team who played together at the 2015 World Championships have been reconnected for the Olympic qualification event. First point for Watson and Tim. Second point for O'Day and Blake. Service error from Sam O'Day.
For a gold medal showdown. A little breeze up the ocean, not going to trouble these athletes.
Cuts the call back to the line. No cut shot available that time. Approach line's super straight from Blake, and Mike Watson makes that look really easy. O'Day and Chris Blake sharing the block defense work, both blocking at times, and then Timmer doing all the blocking, and it's a big play from Johan Timmer. Going super late. It looks like into the angle, showing the angles open, taking it away very, very late. This is going to give us a slightly better view of it. Blake's been shut down early on. Handling error against Sam O'Day.
Double contact, volleyball folks, so the players push the ball up in the sky.
So it's 5-1. Missed that previous point, but it was a double touch in the hands of Sam O'Day. Fast start for this duel. O'Day coming into set. Perfect setting this time from O'Day. Keeps his hands on the ball, which paints a much better picture for the spiker. It keeps him in rhythm by using the hands. 6-1 the score. Great first end for Timmer and Watson. One thing to look for would be maybe the tiredness that's O'Day and Blake after that 3-set win. 17-15 in the third against Canada to make it here. They've only had an hour and a half or so off, where Timmer and Watson played the game before that. They've had more rest, and it was a quicker game. A 2-0 on 2 seen from Timmer. Yeah, Timmer is a big unit up there, almost 2 meters tall, but pressing, solid in the air.
just putting his stamp on this gold medal match in 8-1.
He's charging in to make another block. This time 3 touches. Blake on the right side, changing ends. Or changing sides every end to make it slightly easier for him. In these conditions, that's huge. Sam O'Day with the hammer. Calm and smooth. A good look at the court. Sees where the space is and puts it away. That's some angle off the body. Really good view of it there. GJ Gardner, Holmes, the main sponsor of this tour that's always growing. Great tour. Beach Lads making a real fine bit of work of this event. No block, no respect. Breaking Sam O'Day. And Mike Watson and Sam O'Day know each other very well. He says, don't break on me, Sam. Tight setting, wind's blowing it on, and as it blows on, the hands come into the game more than previously.
little settle here for Dave Blake. He's a couple of points rolling their way. Early days here in this lesson.
6-point game already. A day serving, but they need to make a bit of a charge of this. Serves in rhythm. Everything's in front of Timmer, but good blocking. Darting into the angle, Chris Blake. Super late, so you can't see him. Takes the angle away from Johan Timmer. Miss serve from Sam O'Day. Cheers from Watson. Cheering the error. A little bit of sportsmanship as the teams change. Ends at 10-4. Teams just changing every 7 points. Just made the conditions fair. The breezy conditions are not so bad. It's a beautiful day here in paradise. You don't get too many better spots than this one. Mount Wanganui. Perfect place for this sport. Chris Blake underneath the ball this time, so another error. And a 6-point game shifts to 7. Mike Watson actually playing with Sam O'Day in the Continental Cup next week. This time to the line. Great scoop. It's going very close. Everything going the way of Watson Timmer. Watson is in fine form back there. He's seeing everything, making some great reads. And with that, the #1 team who have won here twice already this year on the tour are looking like they're going to make it number 3. Unless the Aussie-Kiwi combination can find some rhythm, but it's more errors. Good news for them is there's so much time, and as we know already from this sport, you can have a poor first set and certainly make up for it in set number 2. 13-4. Timmer still serving, wants to get this going again as quickly as possible. Great zones, though, from Blake into the perfect position. It opens up all the angles on the cross court just because he guides the ball on more of an angle. Just a pause before we find out who's actually serving. Sam O'Day's got the ball in hand. He's ready to rumble once more. It's been one-way traffic so far, though. There's a change of server. Chris Blake, 194. Currently living in Melbourne. Back set, 2 looks of the court from Timmer. He sees everything in front of him. Good concentration, a pat on the head of Mike Watson as well. Just saying good boy for that set. The zones that Blake is passing in is good, but they're learning the trade very quickly here. And Mike Watson is really fired up. Double touch this time against Sam O'Day. No complaints from the experienced international. playing in his hometown.
Must contact the ball simultaneously, otherwise you'll see
Bronze medalists at the Commonwealth Games with his brother Ben, beating England in that bronze medal match. For sure, now we can start to see that the first set's going to go the way of Watson and Timmer. O'Day and Blake can't buy a side out at this moment in time, but they have time on their side. The crowd have made their way in here at Mount Maunganui. Grandstands nice and full. DJ Tooley on the microphone, leading the in-house presentation team, doing a fine job as well. On two, O'Day trying to take the pressure off of Blake, but waiting is Timmer. He's been in fine form so far, and Watson's playing quarterback back there as well, teeing up the serves, serving good angles. O'Day just steps in, hitting from the middle this time, Sam O'Day. And then back to the line. Very smooth work from O'Day. And finally they have a point. It looks as if that semi-final certainly has taken something out of them. It was an absolute battle out here. 17-15 in the last. Two very tired teams at the end. So for Timmer and O'Day, they've not had much time to maybe take on some fuel, have a little bit of rest, and then reset for the final. 3 points for Timmer. Serving on O'Day through the middle this time. The ball's starting to blur around. Digs from Watson. Chance from a couple of meters off the net for Mike Watson. Big play from Sam O'Day. Lights out on his childhood friend. Penetrating. Great finish over the net. This time on two from Timmer, but O'Day. 2 blocks in quick succession, but there might have been a net touch against O'Day, so the point has actually gone to Mike Watson and Johan Timmer. Service pressure on Blake again. O'Day almost charging over the dirty dog board and the beach towers. GJ Gardner-Holmes as well. The service pressure has been good. Set point, Mike Watson. Serving for a team who have been so successful this season on the tour, but it's saved. The 2-ball used delightfully well, really. Great step in the pass, tracking that the whole way and finding an avenue through. It's not a bad read that from Timmer, trying to get in the face of the spiker and making a late move. Short play, another set point. They're going to have multiple opportunities. Watson to put this set to bed. Mike Watson does put this set to bed. First set has gone the way of Watson and Timmer. 21 points to 8. It has been very good from the two Kiwi boys. And we look to the second set where O'Day and Blake have to get better. There has to be an improvement here. Well, they won here in the Super Slam not so long ago. They also won here in the first event of the year. It's currently their 2 wins on the tour. They're looking for win number 3 here at the Mount as DJ Tooley is doing DJ Tooley things. The crowd have been unreal over the past 2 days. Mount Maunganui has been on point. The good news is there's more coming our way. Another 3 days of competition as the Olympic qualifiers take place from Tuesday.
Yeah, let's really see it go. Who wants a dirty dog sunglasses? Who wants a dirty dog? All right, hands up. You guys want some as well? All right, that's in between. He's going somewhere. We're going to be. Next to proper hand-cooked crisps.
Well, the second set of the NZBT Tour Finals underway here. Timmer comes in with a knuckle to the sideline. Great start. They've started exactly as they left off, haven't they? Timmer has good angles. He opens up really nicely as well. Watson serving to the inside. Blake just passing off the net, so he's going to have limited options available from here, but he pats away to the sideline. Watson is patient back there, and then he's dynamic, but the execution is slightly off.
Must win second set to keep their gold medal hopes alive.
1-1. Confidence may be building in the camp of O'Day and Blake, and they really need it. Back set. Hammer to the line. Timmer has once again been impressive with the way that he can hammer and can also work off speed as well. That hammer to the line, they're running that play for that exact reason. Try and run the blocker using all 8 meters of the net and try and beat him to the line. Something brought to the forefront of the game by the Australians, running that wide ball, running the 2 ball. But then Watson just drives in on the angle, lifts it to the line. As much as O'Day and Blake are improving by the second here, there's a certain calmness about Watson and Timmer. And there should be. Confidence is high because they seem to be performing week in, week out on this tour. Watson is very tight for Watson this time. Blocker's right in the game, but the cover from Timmer is good. Wide, and once again, the wider play off the hands. Testing O'Day and chiseling off the outside hand. Everything they're doing at the moment. Very strong as Eddie. On 2, O'Day turns the angle. What a rip that is. Manages to turn the ball from left to right. Good feet, good arm. Serving short really does bring the 2 ball in if Chris Blake can pass that ball across the body of the spiker. Watson passing well, really low into the wind. There's another high line that's fast enough. Watson is cool, calm and collective out here. He knows this beach so well, as does O'Day, funny enough. From the right side, chip line this time from Blake. And that's just so much calmer from Blake. He's gone into shooting the ball, not trying to hammer everything. It's very, very accurate. Cuts the call. Mike Watson has got great vision here. It looks as if O'Day and Blake decide to go into the angle and try and block the angle and defend the line, but he just changes the pace of his arm and he's really accurate with his swing. Out of system play, charging now from Blake. He's not going to have many options, so he goes straight into Timmer. And just like in the opening set, Johan Timmer is taking matters into his own hands. 7-4. It's coming on 2. You can see it so early, it's being forced. There's a net touch against Johan Timmer. Just on the way down. 2-point game, O'Day. Sunglasses off from O'Day, but the miss serve Anyway, interesting to know whether it's the sunglasses coming off that might have just interrupted Sam O'Day. Tim Cleaver, the second referee, project manager of this tour as well. Better passing from Blake. He's going to have more options offensively. And he hits the sharpest angle available.
Really good touch off to the seat. So the scenario here, in the combination with the serve, they must win this second set to keep this match alive.
Timmer, another good look at the court. The vision's good. He sees O'Day just retreat and decides to take him on. It's a duel, attacker against defender. Top decision making. Back in system from Blake. Now playing on the left side at this end. 2-ball from O'Day. Just absolutely crushing through that one. 'Timmer this time off the hands. Passing has been really good throughout from both teams, really. Still a 3-point game with Timmer to serve and chasing. Gets in really quick. On the turn, O'Day, they're running the 2-ball all the time. Especially when Timmer's having to run in, it's a lot of work for a blocker to serve, chase in. This time O'Day misses. Maybe the angle on the pass is just a little bit straight. And then into the angle. Blake just working off the body enough to be successful. Off the inside hand of Timmer. Timmer has been really, really efficient in the blocking aspect of the game throughout, but just turning the angle from Blake, really good decision. Three in front. Watson to serve. Out the call. Good early call. Sending a clear message. We go to the technical timeout. Sorry, 12-9 is the score here in Mount Wanganui. 3-point game. It's been a slightly one-sided final here for it's not quite last chance for O'Day and Chris Blake, but they're not far away. Timmer with that side out, really aggressive 2 steps, plays outside hitter indoors, so got great feet on the ball, turning the ball away as Chris Blake. Really played well in the second set, Blake. Starting to turn the ball, chop it around, shoot a little bit more as well. Might still be some distance in this one, but they need a couple of stops. At the minute, they haven't managed to make so many stops. You've got Timmer, who's now shooting the ball over the top of the block, but and Watson both siding out with ease, chipping high off the hands, trying to test O'Day. Blake with a great touch, but it's just wide. 14-10 now. Mike Watson, Johan Timmer have won twice in the Mount. Or at the Mount this season, and they're looking for the hat trick. Looks as if it's coming their way. Watson hasn't even flinched this game. Can't remember him making too many errors. Physical outlet that Johan Timmer has been on fine form with him. Trying to decide whether to break. It's an outstanding play, really, because just by setting off the net a little bit, Chris Blake can really take advantage of the fact that Timmer didn't know whether to break or stay, so his block was almost ineffective because the set was off the net, but they were still in rhythm. Quick play, Timmer through the angle this time, beating the blocker. O'Day is not looking so happy back there. They know they need stops. They're trying everything they can, throwing in some threes and fours, some late moves to the angle for the block of Chris Blake. Running down the line really late from Sam O'Day. Cuddy from Chris Blake. It's so close. Mike Watson reckons it's out of bounds. Chris Blake was sure that one was in. Let's have another look. Can't really see from there, but we do know it's a 5-point game. And Blake's tried to hit this chop shot back across the face of the net. Fortunately, it's just left lacking, and it's a 6-point game with Watson and Timmer. Surely this one has almost been decided. Back set seen really early. Watson been remarkable back there this afternoon, and then with the hard hands, just sat in the pocket trying to keep the ball alive. Sam O'Day ripping it away. That's a moment of joy for the Aussie-Kiwi partnership, although still work to do. Watson looks as if he's got some sand in his eyes. There's a slight stoppage in play. Chris Blake serving. Watson the target. To the inside this time. Chop back to the angle. Well seen. Chance on two. Sam O'Day rips, but at the same time, Johan Timmer is reading everything just before it happens at the moment. Great turn as well. Watson chips to the line. Sam O'Day from the right side. Back on the angle. Another dig from Watson. My word, he's having a great game back there at the moment. And in transition, it's wide of the mark, but that's one of the rallies of the competition so far. Both teams giving 110 as Watson gets set slightly tight and the ball just drifts wide. Watson to side out. Great sit in the seam from Blake. There's a huge point. Chris Blake does really well here to take a step into the seam really late because of the approach line of Watson is quite straight on. They're not worrying so much about the cut shot from there. We might need to use that Watson in a minute. Straightens the ball up. Chance from the right side to try and score. This time he does go on the angle. Great vision from Watson. I mean, you can afford to miss one or two side out the phase of the game when your team are receiving serve, but the good thing about Watson and Timmer, they haven't missed too many in a row, that's for sure. O'Day looking to try and find an opening. 3 points now. 3 needed as well for Watson and Timmer, and what would be a remarkable performance to cap off a great day for them as well. O'Day serving, flat float serve to the outside of Watson, someone he knows so well. There's a handling error and a change of ends, back to 2. Watson decides just to catch that one before the whistle had even been called. Everyone's got a smile on their face with Mike Watson around. He's basically caught the ball before the referee could even make the decision of a double touch.
the serve. Trailing 1-2, 16, 18.
In system. Ball's just off the net. This is a big pressure play. It's a huge point in the context of this final. It's tight. Chris Blake is all over it. This team is starting to really come back to the forefront. Johan Timmer, though, finds the sideline. All right, Dace, what a big point that one is. There's a difference between a 3-point game and a 1-point game. And at this point, they're now favourites again. Finding the sideline with ease. Tight play on 2 from O'Day. It's difficult to hit that angle from such a straight pass. Try and turn through that one and find some success.
Situation pretty good for those boys right now. They must win this second set to keep this gold medal match alive.
Side out needed to bring up championship point. Watson turns back on the angle once more. He's had a great game, Mike Watson, as has Johan Timmer.
20 points to 17. We've got gold medal points. Really clap your hands. Watson, Timmer, gold medal point.
Serving to win the tour finals. Mike Watson, Johan Timmer, first side out, 1 save. They still have a chance here, but they need 2 stops, and you would really expect, in the form they've been in, Watson and Timmer, to convert a side out very, very quickly. But let's see. Watson serving short. Timmer put to the ground. He might lose his vision here or some of his angles, and that's exactly what happens. 1 back. And they're still in with a very, very good shout here. Timeout's been taken. That's a message from Watson and Timmer for O'Day and Blake to sit down before they get carried away. We are entering a dramatic time. Of this final. That's what we're playing for. The winner goes home with the trophy. And they will be the tour champions for 2020. It's been a remarkable competition over 2 days. 12 teams battled it out. Now we are down to just the final 2, and it's still very much in the favour of Mike Watson and Johan Timmer as the teams make their way back onto this show court, potentially for the final time. The cameras are out in the stands. Everyone's trying to document the final points of this one. 3rd match point for Watson and Timmer. O'Day serving as we've seen before. Remember, this team came back from 14-11 in the last set against Canada, but it's Timmer off the hand, scurried away from Chris Blake. Second opportunity, big opportunity for Timmer, but it's Sam O'Day. We have got deja vu, and the crowd are going crazy. 3 points down in the semi-final against Canada. It came back to win it 17-15, 20-17 down in this second set. The nerves are now setting in for Timmer. He's then stopped again from O'Day, and Blake now with the swing, but it's Timmer that closes all the angles on O'Day and Blake. Reactions from O'Day really in the zone at the minute. Blake trying to hit his way out of trouble. He's quite tight. 4th match point. Timmer in on Chris Blake. It's Blake to try and stay in this game once more. The swap block is a good one, and the winners of the tour finals of the NZBT, Mike Watson and Johan Timmer. What a performance from them. A comeback was nearly on the cards as Sam O'Day and Chris Blake saved 3 match points, just like they did in the semi-final against Canada. But Johan Timmer and his swap block finishes the competition. Look how much it means to Mike Watson and Johan Timmer. They are the tour final winners for 2020, and it's their 3rd competition at the mount this season, and guess what? They've won every single one. 2 swads in quick succession from Timmer closes the deal, and it closes the competition. The winners are Watson and Timmer, and they're going to be absolutely delighted. We're going to have a quick ad break, and then we're going to go and hear from the champions themselves.
The people that work with us, they're like family.
A few of them I've actually known since I was first coming up as an apprentice.
We love getting to know people. It's great to be able to build something that matches their personality.
It's cool to feel part of the future of this place. The house is just so much more than bricks and mortar. There's a lot of feeling, there's a lot of family, so we take a tremendous pride in what we do. GJ have got the balance right. They've got great national buying power, great systems, but on the ground, you get a local family like us putting everything into it.
There's a place our legs could wander to, and I suspect you long like I long for a cool creek ankle deep to press your face against the wind. Let's go. You lead, I'll follow. There's nowhere we can't wander. I know you hear it call to you. Let's go. I'll lead, you follow. There's nowhere we can't wander. I know you hear it call to.
Well, there you have it, the champions of the NZBT Tour Finals, Mike Watson and Johan Timmer. What a performance, boys. Firstly, congratulations. And I just heard you say, never in doubt. Is that the case?
Well, we always wanted to close it out in 2. We knew that third set's just a bit of a dogfight. So we were up big in the second, and then Sam, he's a huge blocker. We knew he was going to make some blocks, but he just saved it to the end. But we managed to avoid him enough times to close out the set, so that was awesome.
It was a great performance, and that's 3 straight victories here at the Mount for you guys. It's happy hunting ground for both of you.
Yeah, I mean, Mike's from here, so he knows this place more than me. But yeah, I mean, the crowds is the difference, though. I mean, this is a venue that you can sort of see the crowd when they came. Makes a difference. Sometimes it might not look like that in terms of energy levels, but definitely it feeds off. So it's good. Yeah.
Definitely, it's a great atmosphere in here today, that's for sure. But talking of differences, what do you think was the difference between the 2 teams in those final 2 sets or the final itself?
Fitness, probably.
Yeah.
I think they had a pretty big semi-final, so they were a little bit more fatigued coming into it. So we came out the gate strong, got that first set in the bag, and then the second set was just a fight the whole way. But I think at the end of the day, we kind of just outlasted them with the fitness.
That's something we talked about, sort of the semi-final was slightly easier for you, so you think tiredness sort of played a key factor in the consistency of the play?
Yeah, definitely. You could see it in Chris's face. He was tired. You know, he was making errors he doesn't normally make. You know, he's a good player, and he was just, I think fatigue was getting him. So yeah, we just managed to stay on top of him.
And for you, Mike, it's always good to get one over your old mate, Sam O'Day.
Yeah, he's a great competitor, and I think out of everyone in the world, he's blocked me the most amount of time. So, yeah, I knew he was going to get me a few times, but anyway, we got it there in the end.
That's awesome, guys. Congratulations, enjoy the celebrations, and we'll be seeing you next week for the Continental Cup Finals. Excited for that?
Yeah. I kind of wish I was playing with Yowie, but playing with Sam, so we're also going to be a really hard team. So that's all good.
Congratulations, you guys. Enjoy the celebrations. It's been great to watch you, and yeah, good luck for the future. So there you have it. That come to an end, the NZBT here at Mount Wanganui. It's been a great 2 days of action. Our finalists have been confirmed, our gold medalists confirmed as well. But for myself, Louis Lett, and the rest of the team, thank you so much for being part of it. And we'll see you again very, very soon for the Continental Cup coming your way at the end of next week. That's Thursday. But from us, for now, it's goodbye.
I think we've got the boys teams here. So we're going to have I'm sure you will. New Zealand champions here as well.
Yeah, I'm not really,
we've got Lottie and then
not really done so much of it.
Coming over, that'll be awesome. We've got a whole bunch of silver grenades to do here, all part of the presentation. So I think we've got most of the girls here ready to go.
We'll figure it out. On the fly, right? We're walking down the beach. Yeah, no, it's
yeah, go. Cheers.
Oh, you legend, that'd be great, yeah. You're a star.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone over there in the grandstand, I'd like to acknowledge you guys and girls over there as well. We are going to get the official presentation underway. On behalf of everyone here, a big thank you for being part of what's been an amazing couple of days, the GJ Gardner Homes New Zealand Beach Tour Finals.
That's very kind.
Of course, the Toronto City Council, GJ Gardner Homes, beach days events, volleyball,